Welcome back to episode 46, was it, of the Inexorables? Last time on the Inexorables, the party met up after realizing that, the boat just decided to speed up in the middle of the night. So that was fun. And, the Halfton group just got teleported after deciding to make a very fun sacrificial ritual that nearly killed Rikus. But you know, the party got buffed for it, so hashtag work. Other than that, nothing really else happened. We did there was some minor conversations about you know killing Sakir to exorcise him of his demons. Uh, let's see Rikus's family knows that he's alive, and apparently that's not a good thing. Whatever. And Leopold is very angry about Bruce. Is it jealousy? I don't know. That's all what I can remember from last time. What about you guys?
That was pretty good. I've seen better.
Pretty spot on.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Thomas, cut it out.
Thomas, finish already. Come on, man. So the 30-minute scene between Rikus Anadeus and the High Priestess, Ilarius Savor, was a little bit more in depth, but we don't have to go too deep into it. It was very important. There was a lot of blood being let. Rikus is super weak now, weaker than he even was before, as you may be surprised. So
Still a bitch as always.
still a bitch as always. Yeah.
That hasn't changed.
That will never change. So
Never change.
we return. I don't even remember what the tavern was called that you guys found yourself in.
We changed
I think
it.
it's like the
because
silver something.
I thought it was like
Let me
jade
pull my
something.
notes.
The fleshy orchid.
That's what I remember too.
That's the one in the Shadowfell that we're gonna go to in 5 sessions.
Woo!
It's the one that Rikus was conceived in.
Oh.
Fuck, I don't have the name of the tavern noted down.
That's fine.
All I know is that it was not the bronze basilisk because Leopold
It was
did not.
not the bronze basilisk. Regardless, I don't think we'll be at this tavern for long.
Okay.
So, what would you guys like to do? Last I remember, we were kind of just sitting in there, catching up, sharing information of what you guys had gathered up to this point, and attempting to decide where you're going from here. Are you going to the Vox camp? Are you going to try and do some investigating here in team while you're here? What is the plan?
I know about something out of character, but I don't know about it in character, and that makes it hard to bring up. I mean, I guess one thing we could always do is, I believe there were plans to contact the
Senator.
senator. Yes, that's the word I was looking for.
Sivorium
Senator
Lugar,
of the city, Sorium Lucar, yes. As well as the head of the city guard, because it's probably pertinent to inform him about this. Although I guess question with doing that, it's only Wayne and Leo that have access to disguise self. So
And Rikus.
Doesn't
I
Sakir
forgot
also
Rikus.
have access to a disguise kit? Or is that poisoner's kit? Sakir.
Let's see. My kits have been recycling, so I don't know what I have right now. Let me check. Sorry.
Did I finish my builder?
Thieves' tools, smith's tools is what I have right now.
I can actively
And alchemy.
use the disguise kit. I am not seeing a disguise kit because I think I used it already. and I kind of forgot to get another one.
If we go to sleep for a while, I can figure out how to use a different kind of thing, but I won't have the kit unless I've marked it down.
Well, that's the same boat I'm in. Like, I know how to use them, I just don't have them.
So I think the. I'm sorry. If we're in team, I think the place we had bought last time was called the Platinum Aboleth, but I don't remember the place that would have been this time. You could also just completely have our names mixed around.
We very well could. We know it's not the Bronze Basilisk. We know that.
It is a tavern that has nothing to do with Varys. Let's put it that way.
Mhm.
That we know of.
He owns all the taverns in Team.
He owns all the taverns in the entire country.
Yep, because why wouldn't
Richard.
Alright, well, we
Uh,
could we could do this, right? If without worried about disguising, people who have disguise self go out and buy disguise kits, bring them back for the people who need them, and then we go from there, trying to notify senators and the townspeople. Once we're done with that, any preliminary investigations, then on to the Vox camp. Is that a decent plan? What do you guys think?
Let's focus on the step one for the time being, but yes.
Over radio.
So why would this be over radio? We're all we ended last session all in the same room.
Yes, we did.
And we're all still in the same room.
Yes.
Yes, this is picking up like directly after last session.
Because I know you've been out of it for the past.
At the end of last session, the entire time Rikus was speaking was over radio because he was too weak to speak.
Oh, okay.
That's what you're going for?
Okay, that does track. I just thought like, oh, radio because in different place. I forgot you were doing that.
Over radio because Rikus is still too weak to speak. He has not quite had a rest yet. Let's not worry about how we are getting out of here, but where we are going first.
Well,
Done.
I mean, from the sounds of it, we have a pretty
We
good
have
plan as to where we're going.
Well, we really have two options, and it's the Vox and gather support, or the Senator and either gather support or, well, let's be honest, risk the lives of both the Vox or the Senator, given the track record the last couple days.
I mean, we're already here.
I think
And
that
you
we
need-
should pay visits to anyone who is our allies, because they might not be alive as of right now.
Yes, and moreover, there's the fact that last time we fought alongside them, I believe it was the Cobalt Guard who was the Senator's personal guard, or am I
Correct.
mistaken?
No.
Should be the Cobalt.
The Cobalt
Stone
Guard is the
Sides?
City Guard. It is the Stone Sides who are his personal
Oh.
guard.
Yeah. The Stone Sides are quite competent. If anybody can protect the Senator against something like what happened in Sargoth, would be the Stone Sides.
Yes, and while they are read into the situation somewhat, at least with the death of Varys' brother, Vicious, they are not currently read into what is going on with us. They're likely preparing for war. That being said, if we alerted the Stone Sides, and they did have a mole, we would only be alerting the captors of Yvonne, my friend. That is something we have to wager.
I mean,
The
do we have
Vox,
any?
the leaders of the Vox, I am much less inclined to believe they'll just turn over and die.
I mean, surely we're able to at least get a secure message to the senator. What about that guy that helped us last time? He seemed pretty trustworthy. The one who fought with us in Vicious'
Yeah.
manor.
Jack's
That'd be
character,
Burgoyne.
whose names are
Tarok Burgoyne.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you. Tarok.
I have no doubt we can secure means, but I believe that our presence within the vicinity of the senator, or even our presence being detected trying to reach the senator, could alert watchful eyes.
Also, don't they know we're already here?
More than likely.
Well,
They do not know our
Leo-
current intentions, however.
Leo will take his hat of disguise self, put it on, shift to something completely different, and say, well, if it's not us going to see the senator, then there shouldn't be any problem.
How do you intend to reach Tarak at this hour?
I mean, you're saying this hour, isn't it like midday? Or
It's mid-afternoon at this point.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I remember
Regardless.
the tavern he was pointing out last time that he frequented. Other way, first things first, do we need disguise? Should we get disguise kits?
That's likely a good investment.
Alright.
There's a spell I learned as a ranger that could suffice for all of us. Granted, we only have about an hour.
What spell would that be?
Pass without a
You
trace.
spells?
The
You know spells?
ranger spell. Oh yeah.
I mean,
Pass without a trace.
this is okay.
As long as we move swiftly, we can get through the entire city unnoticed, even in full streets. Or empty streets. We just have to move cohesively and with purpose.
Okay.
Oh, right. Then?
I mean, I guess it does say a veil of shadows and silence, but that still feels weird from like an out of character perspective, being able to just like walk down a street and have nobody notice you.
I don't know if that's how that works. Surely it's a proximity thing. Maybe
It
we
is a
take
It's
back
magic.
streets. Back streets, maybe.
It's a proximity thing. Well, out of character, it is a proximity thing to me. It's an aura, and two, it's a plus 10 bonus to dexterity stealth checks.
Oh.
And we do not leave tracks. So the idea behind it is you blend so well into the backgrounds of busy streets, not so busy streets, the nighttime, that no one's really able to notice unless they have some ungodly perception.
It's like Assassin's Creed blend in.
Alright.
Yes, it's literally Assassin's Creed blend in, and the only way they will really see you is if they're intentionally looking for you. Or like I said, they have ungodly perception or, well, a type of sight well beyond our capabilities of masking,
I mean,
aka
you wanna-
true sight.
if you want to waste a spell slot on that, go away. That works.
I
But-
believe it's worthwhile. It's up
Yes,
to
but
an
until-
hour.
Yes, but you seem exhausted.
Yes.
But I can cast it.
But it's also, as you were saying, an effect based on yourself.
Would we just have to carry you through the streets then? Because you can't really move too fast.
I'm sure my younger brother is well beyond fit enough to do a buddy carry, if he remembers how.
You've done it to me enough.
Alright.
I'll give
Like
you
I
some
said.
pointers. You gotta not bobble as much. And I'm also gonna grab your legs tightly so you don't hit your groin against my back. That hurts.
How hard it... Anyways. So, do we... Is this a... Is this a recommendation for how to get to the senator then, Rikus?
Well, Rikus was just saying that we shouldn't go to the senator because of mole chances.
That's fair.
And we have
So-
to be dead on accurate with meeting with Tarak. Even asking for him from other stone sides may set off something.
Fine.
Well, if you're disguised with a good enough excuse, I think you could still swing it. Imagine if it was simply.
And what
a
would it take for you to look
drinking
through a
companion.
disguise?
Do we... Actually, hold on. Leopold, do you still have that... Was it... Did Lycus give us a... No, Lycus told us to... It wasn't a letter. Lycus told us to meet with them over... I was wondering if we had previous material.
Well,
Yeah?
Yes. Well, either way, going back to Rex's question, I was going to say that I could disguise myself as, simple drinking companion and say that, Tarak, needed to pay a tab or something.
Wait, no. The...
As far as for looking through disguises, they would need to. Yeah, they would need to be able to look through something better than I can craft it, which is a non-mechanical way of saying you need to make an investigation check against my spell DC, which is a 20. So they need to make a 20 investigation check.
I mean, I guess...
I would like to ask all of you just one question. What is our goal in reaching Lucar?
Well, we do need to ask him questions about what happened at the Red Rise Massacre.
Our goal is to...
Is that currently the most important thing?
Let's say, Leo answers that hesitation, and the goal would be to get assistance in rescuing Yvonne.
Okay. Do
But-
you agree that that risking a mole in the stone sides and alerting our local syndicates that we are on the move and intending to rescue Yvonne, whether or not she is here in the city yet, is that worth it?
Guess that is another whole... How long are we planning to stay in this city, exactly?
As long as it takes.
But how will we know when she's here? Do we even have a location of where to look?
We know that she hasn't arrived in city yet. They, whoever kidnapped her, is taking her initially by boat and then over land. Should still be out of town. Even if they moved as fast as they possibly could, they'd be out of town for a few days.
At the minimum 2,
Yes.
moving
we have
along
time.
the spine.
So we have time to both meet with the Vox and Lucar.
But, as Rex was saying, it's not a matter of time. And moreover, Breakus, you were talking about potential moles on the stone sides. we have no indication of any mole in the stone sides. And moreover, wouldn't it make more sense that there's likely to be a mole in the Vox camp, considering that Varys was down there at one point and has troop there?
Varys was just a few blocks down the street here in Team.
It wasn't a few blocks from the stone sides, but that's
He
why
was
I
a few blocks from where we are currently sitting.
Yes, but he had no direct contact with the stone sides.
That we know of. Other than the guard that sat in on the entire conversation that we so lovely had.
So,
Point taken.
so it's a coin flip then. Do we want to risk the Vox or do we want to risk the stone sides?
We risk nobody.
Do you need help?
I would agree. I don't think
I
any amount
know-
of information is worth it.
Alright.
I know that Lycus, in his last and final command to us in person, was that we're on our own. But that also means that we have to seek avenues of assistance, however that may be. Lycus can contact the senator directly. I don't know how, but whether that be through sending stones or snail mail, but we could at least find out. If we can notify the senator directly to have Turok meet with us, and we believe Turok to be the most trusted ally in this case of the stone sides. There could be a form of communication to meet exactly where Turok would be at exactly the right moment, therefore justifying a leisurely stroll through town, closely knit and with purpose, while we all pass without a trace.
If we were going to do that, I feel like it'd be much simpler to have myself disguised as some commoner, just standing outside the Stoneside's estate, waiting for them to go drinking in the evening.
In my experience with espionage, my friend, disguises only go so far. Even those with the stupidest of looks upon their face could glean for just a moment that you are in fact not what you appear. And for a highly trained stone side, and well, any highly trained, which I would be assuming of my opponent. My enemy is highly trained. I am assuming my enemy is better than us. And I think it's safe for all of you to assume that they are better than us in every way. They're looking for you. They have every reason to see through your disguise. They'd be expecting you to use a disguise.
If we're assuming they're so competent, how do you know they're not going to see through your pass without a trace?
It is more difficult.
Yes, but I feel... I understand caution, and I more than respect caution in this instance, but I feel you're over-assuming possibility.
We do not have to mobilize until we have a location to go to.
Yes, but
We currently don't know where we're going.
well,
That's what we're trying
We
to
either go to the Vox camps or we find a means to
again,
figure out where we can meet Tara.
We're talking in
That's-
circles here. You're still talking about going to the Vox camp, like there isn't as equal of a chance that there's a mole in the Vox camp.
Oh, there's quite possibly 1,000 times more chance that there's a mole in the Vox camp. But where do we know that Yvonne will not be, as we have seemed to agree as a party that is the current goal?
You know she's not going to be in the Vox camp. There, happy?
Yeah. Will the syndicate make a move on Yvonne if we're not actively doing things that would be considered making a move upon rescuing Yvonne?
How do you know she's not going to be in the Vox camp?
I know.
We know.
How?
I know.
That doesn't answer the question.
Really doesn't.
Who
Either
knows?
way, it's not a.
How do I know that you didn't jizz too hard and imagine the whole thing?
It's not possible.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, we've seen him cast his augury multiple times now. It really isn't. He's quite accurate with it.
We are
Then I
talking
believe
circles.
when messing with the divine, I think you would understand completely how I just know.
Rikus.
By the way, Marcus, this is quite a roundabout way to just say that you vote to go to the Vox camp first.
Rikus, let me ask you a question.
I'm wholeheartedly okay with staying in team if we have a specific destination.
Yes.
The spells and means that we're using to traverse through town and what we are trying to do can very easily alert any mole or any witness or any scout or anything that is in this city that is waiting for us to make a move.
Rikus, let me ask you this. Let's say we go to the Vox camp. What do we get out of the Vox camp? Do you not think that any sort of mole or any sort of mole either in the Vox camp or in team would find it suspicious if a bunch of Vox fighters happen to suddenly leave with us in tow going up north? If we're going to mobilize and have a mole potentially know about it, we may as well go all out.
From what I've experienced of the Vox, they have their own scouts. They have their own rangers. Their mobilization and their movement through team in the surrounding area would not be unfamiliar to just about anybody. Anybody paying attention. If they were informed of these movements, and to be looking out for these movements regarding Yvonne, it would be less likely to raise any alarms. However, we have all agreed that the only one in the stone sides that we could really trust to this end is Turok and the Senator himself. The Senator himself having little to no power in... Let me redact that. Little to no ability to help us outside of, well, giving us Turok. And Turok is only one person
Hold on.
who has his own job.
Taking a very quick, like, out of RP question, like, maybe I just don't know enough about the Vox on, like, an in-character level, but I still feel like people would notice them mobilizing to help us. I mean, if we wanted to grab, like, one ranger guy from down there, I could see that, but...
In general, the Vox...
Out of character, yeah.
Out of character, the Vox are probably going to have more just standard adventuring types, which might not be quite as surprising as people in, gleaming adamantine armor walking around with you like the stone sides would. To put it plainly, if you're looking for information regarding the city or any questions you may have about whether it be Red Rise Massacre or anything that's currently happening in Team, you should go to the Senator Lucar.
Yeah.
If you're looking to acquire allies for any number of things, but are honestly more likely to be exposing yourself on where you exactly are, but you're probably going to gain more firepower, go to the Vox. The Vox has more people in general. It's a large camp of a lot of people who are willing to spill the beans for a couple gold pieces. The Stone Sides are loyal to Lucar. There may be a mole in there. If there is, it's still a lower chance than you being found at the Vox.
So out of character, going to the Vox, the point is not to be hidden in the Vox. We're gonna get spotted.
The point is to just not be in Team.
The point is A, not being in Team, and B, gaining access to networking that is unavailable to, as the DM said, knights gleaming in adamantine armor walking around.
Yes, Jade.
Extremely obvious. But
It sounds
before this suggestion, well, yeah, go ahead with your suggestion. I have one more point.
okay. It sounds to me that we need some things from Team, but we cannot go into Team, and so we are considering whether to go into Team at all.
Well, we're currently
When-
in Team. It's more
You guys
staying
are
in Team.
currently in Team, but like
Yes.
traveling around Team.
Yes. So, what it seems we need to do is we need to hire someone to do the jobs that we need to do, because otherwise we'd be showing our face in places we don't want them to be seen. Simple fix.
Which
We
means
hire
we
someone who seems reliable.
I don't
No
know
one-
if that would work, because we would probably want to have like a face-to-face conversation with either A, Stone Sides, or B, like a potential captain of the city guard. But I guess if we're talking
Not
about
if we
like,
give them
trying to
ascending
be- if we're talking about trying to be subtle in regards to our movements around Team, I guess if unless we're like paths without a tracing in and out of the camp, which I guess might not necessarily be the most impossible, it still feels like we would get noticed, especially even if we're not necessarily just leaving the Vox camp, but also going into Team. If we had a group of adventurers with us. But
Well-
there is also sort of level of paranoia of how much can we assume from our enemies.
Yes. The other point to bring up is beyond the numerous adventuring parties and things like that could be tipped off with as little as like a phrase or a sentence, have no idea what they're actually working towards. They just know that gold's involved, which is a networking thing. They don't need the full story. When we fought Vicious, we also had a good number, granted, a lot of them lost their lives. We had a good number of the highly skilled and highly trusted warriors and scouts and rangers and everything else of the Vox. Some of those who did infiltrate the manor and infiltrate the back doors, really, but some of them who did not, like the ones along the cliff, if I remember correctly. They do have people that are skilled in specific things that could help us, but they do have quite a larger outreach and network. We have the gold to fund different adventuring parties scouting the surrounding areas of the town, surrounding areas of Team, the docks, the everything. So whether or not the syndicate ship that was holding Yvonne comes in through the coast or cuts through the spine to Tolga and travels across land, or anywhere else across land, we would at least have some form of network that connects the movement of different specific syndicates.
Hold on. Okay. Let's back up. What is our okay? So what is our ultimate goal on the okay? It's not ultimate goal. What is our next step on the saving Yvonne plan? Because at the very least, out of character, I know the fact that you have locate object, Rikus, and you should theoretically be able to locate the pendant that you gave Yvonne and
Within a mile.
okay, within a mile. I admittedly forgot the mile part, but I guess the only
Unless
other
by the grace of the Raven Queen, I somehow get and be able to just extend that, but I doubt that, given all the blessings that I've already gotten from her.
Hell no. If anything, it's gonna get
Yeah.
reduced
Which would give me-
because of all the other shit I gave you guys.
Exactly. Locate object is something. Yes, it is something that I have prepared currently for in the event that we have pinned down her location and we need an exact line to her from that location once we are at that location. That's the intent of that spell. So that way, like, whatever goes down, we have a beeline. But we don't know where she's at, when she'll be here. We'll know she'll be at team at some point. Don't know when it'll be. That could be now, that could be later, it could be days from now, weeks from now. Which is why Rikus is leaning very heavily into something that he has relied upon in the past. Which is networking.
So, network to. Okay, so what is the plan to just have, Vox people going out and looking at the roads to see if anybody suspicious is coming in? What are we going to tell these people to do?
That's very, it's pretty bland, but I think it's a start in the right direction.
Because I'll admit that my first thought, you haven't spoken in a while, so I'll let Zach/Lennon go, and then I'll say my other piece.
Yeah. Personally, I think while
I believe. Sorry.
Personally, I think yes, I know rescuing Yvonne is important, but we do have a duty to inform the senator of the looming threat of the syndicates. And I think that is a worthwhile thing to get to them sooner rather than later through a proxy of sorts.
I believe.
And while we are in team now, whilst we are being watched and our movements are uncertain, the sooner the senator knows about it, the sooner he can protect himself at least. And once the rescuing Yvonne situation is over, then we can have our conversation with our very alive allied senator.
My friend, I believe that Leo here put it quite simply. We are, in fact, running in circles.
Yes,
Nothing is
although,
stopping us from using the channels that we know of to reach the senator and inform him of these things.
Wait, why don't we just do that
Or at least
now?
attempt to. Which we could do quite. Yes, we could quite literally do it right now. And Rikus starts buzzing this up, buzzing Lycus.
30 minutes.
And yeah, Rikus is going to start buzzing Lycus while continuing. But that is not stopping us from being able to make those types of movements into the Vox while also at least achieving what everyone else wants to achieve, which is informing the senator of this looming threat.
Well, if we can inform the senator, then we can go. If we can inform the senator now, then we can go to the box. If we
Exactly.
can't,
And
I would
if
like to go for
Tarak
the
is able to assist us in any way, then it's just a plus. We don't have to risk possibly meeting him in some location at some point at some time that he may or may not show up at, that he may or may not be intercepted at, that he may or may not be dead by the time we even think about it.
Let's just get a
so-
message to the man.
Okay, so yeah,
That's all I want.
let's to get something moving. Let's at least have Rocky Talkie contact Lycus because we know Lycus has some
I'm already
way to
buzzing like
contact.
us.
Yeah, we know he has some
God,
way to
Tide
contact.
Rikus is an annoying Rikus.
I am currently buzzing like us. I'm the only one who can.
Okay.
What does
so,
he have the rock?
So Rikus buzzes Lycus. It does take a short amount of time, but Lycus, after maybe 3 to 5 minutes, you hear a response. Yes, Rikus, I am quite busy right now. What can I do for you?
By the way, context related. When Rikus, as he was talking, when he said, like, what's stopping us from contacting right now? I start buzzing and hit the speaker button and toss it into the middle of our little powwow circle.
And you guys are
So
just
he's on
waiting.
speaker. No, I'm still talking. We're still debating, but he finally picked up. Sir, sorry to bother you. I know that we are operating as independently as possible, but you are currently the only channel we have to contacting the senator, Lucar, without raising any alarms
I do not
and
have a
risking his
stone
life
to
further.
him, but I can send him a message, but it will be quite short. What do you need sent?
I look to the rest of the party
That maybe
and kind of just mentally go, think of something,
me-
please.
his life may be in danger due to his ties to the Inexorables. As what happened in Sargoth. You're going to inform him of the danger.
Increased combined syndicate activity as well as remnants of the or as well as a extension of the vampire group that we exterminated last time may be operational in the area, and he should be on higher alert.
That's a lot of information for his message.
I mean, shortening and what? What's the limit on a message? How
25
many words?
Don't worry, guys. Lennon will break this down into 25 words.
I will break it down into 10
to put it
words if I
shortly,
need to.
sir, you need to just at least inform him that his involvement in the Inexorables now poses a great threat, and to keep his closest guards close, and send Tarak somehow.
Do we need to rock?
Let's hold
Maybe.
off on the Tarak bit.
Anyways,
We'll hold off on the Tarak bit.
yeah,
But
if we want to
find a way to reach us somehow.
if we want a short message,
We're at the box.
more vampires, more higher syndicate activity, more dangerous syndicate activity. Be careful. We'll try
Keep
and
your
get
trusted,
in touch when. Yeah, be careful.
most
who you
trusted
trust.
guards close.
We'll try and get in touch soon.
So
Watch out for the qualms.
We need to type this out.
relays this message. He'll use a couple of sendings. Lycus will relay this message. A few minutes later, Lycus comes back onto the line and says, "The senator, as best as he can, wishes you well and thanks you for the warning. However, he seems to be more worried about the Court of Lords, as he has been actively speaking out against them after the takeover after the Red Rise massacre. As there is no longer a Senate, he no longer has any political power, and was very public about his intent to vote against war with the Khtonat Empire. Now that that is set in stone, he is speaking out against it. He's more worried about assassination from them, to be entirely honest. He welcomed you to his manor, if you so wish. If need be, he was willing to send a representative to bring you there. He seemed a little strange. I believe he is holding some pieces of information closer to his chest. I don't know if they would pertain to this or pertain to such political aspirations of his death. But he did seem to want to speak with you in person, if at all possible.
Yeah.
Well, as we all know, the sitting stones and such are not the most secure lines.
I thought only a friend had the ability to tap them. Or is it just that?
As I said, it's not the most secure of lines.
We'll meet with him when we can.
Lycus kind of responds. I understand your reluctance to be out and about, but to be entirely honest, you're not very inconspicuous in general. As soon as your face is outside of a tavern, you will be recognized. Your deeds at the Red Rise Massacre have slowly begun to spread throughout this nation. You're not necessarily heroes of the people, but some of your faces, especially the more exotic races of you, will be easier to recognize.
Well, it's a good thing three of us want to be using our own faces.
That is a good idea.
I look like shit.
If you are all not using your own faces, there is only so much risk to going and seeing him. Regardless, I do not know your circumstances, but I wish you luck. If you have any questions, feel free to contact, but it may take some time. We are here at the Grey Sand Keep and dealing with what some may call sabotage. I hope you are doing well. Goodbye.
Oh dear. Well,
That's interesting information, at least. I'll say... So, the original thing I was going to say before I gave the spotlight over to Lennon was that even with my... even with the things we're going to do with the... even when we're going to do anything with the Vox, I was going to see if we could contact the... city police and try and see if we could do like a raid on a Qualm's headquarters.
Bruh.
Just because I wasn't certain of their ability to inform, a potential traveling party if they had been raided. And my logic was that that would disrupt any support that anybody coming into team would expect to receive, and then so long as we could catch them before they got too far into team, then, should be hunky-dory. But you're admittedly making me rethink that, because, yes, Rakus?
We are not the only group in this country that has readily accessible funds to get walkie-talkies.
Yeah, I don't know why I assumed that. That admittedly was kind of part of that assumption.
The idea that a syndicate would not have walkie-talkies, at least one between every band of people moving around. You should assume that the enemies have it too. This is, in fact, Zachary's campaign. If we have access to it, the enemy more than likely has access to something or something similar.
Probably in a
to
more
it.
minimal sense than that of Reginald. But
Yeah.
Well, obviously, Reginald is a different story completely.
Now, I will
But-
say, there are things that are more, localized runes, where like a singular rune is used for nearly every like beat cop on the city. Like that's much more likely to be tapped than your guys's, because they have not yet taken one of your stones that have the rune that connects all you guys. The only possible chance they would have had would have been the attack on Theobald and Yvonne, in which the stone was left behind. Is it possible that they saw the rune and maybe wrote it down? Possibly, but unlikely.
Unlikely that they would have someone skilled in runing
And
be able to-
moreover, drawing would still be on the people who have Yvonne, who almost certainly don't have the capabilities to make that on the fly. But you did raise your hand. Nate.
But yes, they have their own communication channels. At the end of the day, they have their own communication channels, much like our own Rocky Talkies, that if they were raided suddenly, they'd be able to notify the party that's moving in.
And I assume that we don't have any capabilities to black out their communication.
Not unless you do an
Not yet.
anti-magic on the whole building.
That and a lot of espionage. And
Yes.
access to magic wielders that we do not have.
Alright guys, you have 3
Wait.
minutes to make a decision.
Wayne's gonna walk up between the brothers. He's gonna put a hand on Sakir's shoulder and then a hand on Rikus' shoulder and go, Rikus, you're uglier than ever before.
Thank
I
you.
learned something new that might be able to help you, and I'm gonna twin greater restoration on the brothers.
Whoa.
Okay.
Doesn't that have a diamond?
Zach,
cost?
what happens
It
to
does have a
secure?
diamond cost.
Oh god.
Are we expecting that Wayne is short of any form of
I'm not
Fun.
expecting. Okay.
I mean,
Oh, God.
it's more so the fact that we would need to go and get it, but
So,
does twinning require twice as much material component?
no, it does not.
no. Also,
Exactly.
I don't know if this would actually do anything for Secure.
It'll probably do something for Rikus.
Yeah.
So, for Rikus, you are able to add back 1 point for each of your stats.
Oh my god, that's huge.
That is.
I'm still negative.
There
did
are
not
no
need to
other
roll that.
benefits, and we have not yet discussed your other curses, considering you were late. Shame on you.
Aww.
But
I did not mean
they
to roll
would,
that.
They would not be affected by a greater restoration, regardless. Secure.
My
Also-
other curses and boons, yes.
Secure. Sadly,
Boons.
nothing occurs.
That's maybe best case
You
scenario.
feel pretty good.
So-
You do feel pretty good afterwards, but it's kind of like you just woke up from the best sleep of the last year.
Yeah.
So
not
I'm going
a
to
burden released from your shoulders.
I'm going to assume
You just snorted an Adderall and you're ready
Let
to
Aiden
fucking go.
talk.
I'm going to assume that we probably can't go buy a few hundred GP more worth of diamond dust and cancel Rikus's entire curse.
I mean, I don't think Nate can cast any more than once more today. I don't even know.
I can cast one more time today.
Yeah.
I do need to go get more diamonds.
Yeah.
But
Quick shopping trip, then get out of.
Oh yes,
then get
quick
out of
shopping
town.
trip. Guys, let's not go visit the senator. Let's just walk around the streets aimlessly to find a shop instead.
No, okay. So
We could just say fuck all to all of this and just start walking around the street aimlessly.
no, okay. What? Okay.
You guys have 1 minute.
Given
Start
Okay.
making a decision.
given that the plan of raiding any potential qualm space is off the table, unless we want to try and finagle some way of like deniably doing that, like getting another gang to or something, which we probably can't do, then we probably should at the very least go talk to the senator, because something strange is up with him, and that doesn't bode well. If there's some sort of fucking vampire mind control over him, that is going to cause problems.
So quick
And-
vote because we're out of time. Senator or Vox? Vote now.
If you have the
Raise your
senator
hand for
ready-
senator.
We have-
senator
Raise your
We
ready-
hand.
haven't We have informed the senator of his upcoming possibilities.
We have 4
Raise your hand
hands
for
to go to
Bob.
the senator.
Sorry.
I say that I do think
get
that
to
we
say
can
I
try
think
and
so.
be subtle about how we approach him, but there's the fact that there is something strange about him, and something that he doesn't want to tell Lycus.
We've been put on a time limit for the senator now.
Yes. Now, I will note the idea of possibly doing a raid against a Qualm's warehouse shouldn't be taken off the table, but it is a very, very high risk, high reward opportunity.
Yeah.
The things
And the
you might
timing of it is
garnish-
extremely important.
and the timing is extremely important. You might
The
be able-
unfortunate
if you
part
do it
is the
sooner,
timing
you might
is
be able to gather
impossible.
the information that you need to set something up beforehand, to set up a trap.
Yep.
But you could also, in the same risk, get word out, and all that comes in on the boat that you're expecting Yvonne is the hairpin.
I know you just said that you wanted a decision, and so we should probably go to the senator because that's what we voted on. But I have a different idea now.
Okay, I will
We'll
give
do it
you
lit- we'll-
1 minute to explain this idea, but we are still going to the senator.
So if we were to not necessarily like raid a main Qualm's headquarters, but just raid something smaller scale, like maybe a warehouse that like we found in Suno that had like the drugs in it, we could potentially get if they're as like widespread as you're assuming, Rikus, we could potentially get our hands on one of their sending stones and tap into their comms.
Do we have someone who is proficient in runing?
That would be a Reginald thing.
Well, at least I was under the assumption it would be like we have a cell phone that's listening to all of their communications, basically. Because maybe this is different with how their stones work, but I figured like we don't necessarily know who's listening on the line. Like if I were to talk to Rikus, Lennon could be listening on the line, and we wouldn't know.
There are
It
ways
is
to
group chat.
single out someone, but there definitely are going to be just like full broadcasts on certain stones. It would be a little bit more luck of the draw on just do they even have like every lieutenant of the Qualms has a stone that can communicate with each other.
And if only we had those drugs, we could start planting other gang drugs everywhere.
Either way, we are going to begin moving to the senator's manor.
Question on moving to the senator's manor. I'm going to ask everyone else. Why don't we just sneak into this manor?
Yeah,
Sure, let's do that.
they don't know we're coming.
Sure, let's just disguise ourselves and then sneak into the back of a manor.
And pass without a trace. We've got an hour with pass without a trace. I don't know with your disguise kits and all that other shit. But we could pass without a trace, spend the next hour figuring out how we're just gonna fucking
How about this?
waltz right in, get to the front door, unpass without a trace ourselves, announce our presence, say, "Hey, we're here to see the senator."
How about this, right? We get disguise kits, disguise our way, walk over to where the manor is. Try
Pass
and
without a trace.
then once we're nearby and near enough for the spell.
No, we pass without a trace now.
It's not going to be an hour walk.
Well, yeah,
No.
but we may as well cover the walk
Okay, whatever.
because
No tracks.
we're probably not going to be
More
spending
stealth.
an
Alright,
hour in
fine.
the house.
Let's
Okay,
get
so
More
going.
stealth,
who has
less
the ability to
no
disguise
tracks.
themselves and who is disguising themselves?
I have an extra disguise kit because I can cast disguise self on myself. It's a concentration. Actually, it's not. In fact, I have an extra disguise kit that I can give somebody.
I don't think the disguise kit contains like one disguise. I'm pretty sure there's multiple in there.
Yeah, you.
But it's a
could-
disguise kit that I can give
You
some.
could give Secure
somebody.
a wig and paint his face white.
No,
Doing white face.
no.
My face is already very white.
Well, anyone
It's
who has
pale.
proficiency with the disguise kit
It's more
could.
like black
Actually, I do.
albino than it is white.
DM, since I have proficiency with the disguise kit, could I disguise kit Rikus not Rikus, Sakir.
Sure, I'll allow it. I'm not
Cool.
gonna ask what he looks like because that will take too long.
Nope.
So.
But I'm gonna
who-
cast Disguise Self on myself, and then I am
Disguise
also
self. Nate? Are you disguising?
I'm disguising myself as a human woman,
Okay.
hot as fuck.
With big tits. Got it.
Do you still have
Aiden.
the tiara on?
I am disguising myself. I'm going to be just, I don't know, just a human.
Okay. Lennon, do you have an ability to disguise yourself? If not, that is fine.
I do-
We'll get on the road.
I do not. I just changed out of my college robes, put on my regular monk robes.
Okay. I will have you guys roll me a
If
stealth
anybody,
check as we go
you
to
should
the
be the one who disguises because
yeah, I do
sorry.
cast Disguise Self on myself, by the way. But
Yep, I heard.
if I didn't make that clear,
I heard.
okay.
We get a. You say we get a
Um,
plus 10 due
Plus
to
10 to the roll,
natural
yes.
20. Yo.
Plus 10 to the roll.
By the
You're
way, we're probably gonna
welcome.
go a little bit late tonight due to the late start and the last hour of this session.
Good lord.
Due to my stats being wildly different than what it is in Forge, I am going
updated.
to just
wait, I
type.
should.
Yep.
Did you update
I
it
did
again?
roll it.
Not again, but I updated it from the beginning, which changes your
Okay,
roll
well,
by
I'm
one.
not. Well, it depends on the roll.
Well, whoever wants it gets a guidance.
Stealth is Dex. My Dex
Wayne, you
did
get
not
guidance.
increase back to 6 yet. So
Wait,
I'm
hold
just gonna roll it here. I'm
Wayne,
just
that's
gonna
plus 10.
type it out.
Yeah.
21.
Wait, that's what the plus 10, by the
plus
way.
natural 20. 41.
Why are
That
all of
is-
your faces question marks?
That is a 32 for me. I rolled in D&D Beyond.
Okay, at 32. Rikus, you actually rolled private.
Wayne, you get a plus 10. Oh shit! Hold on. I can hit reveal to everyone. There we go.
Okay, Pog. Okay, so 41, 32. Linen, 16. Oof.
Yep.
Wayne, it's a 15.
Wayne, roll a d4 on top of that. I'll slap you with guidance.
So.
But it's a Wayne. That's a 15.
Secure.
Well,
Pog.
that's a nice
not-
Wayne has a 19.
Sorry.
Something's clapping when I walk, and it ain't my hand.
Colonel.
Colonel.
That's why I
Just
have the
stealth, right?
lowest
Yep.
stealth of all of them.
Senator, we need to find out the secrets of Metal Gear.
See the chat.
Wayne, I'll be completely honest. I rolled a 2 on my roll. It was not good.
This is true. But you
I don't know
rolled a
what I
16.
rolled. I pressed the button and it just disappeared.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it either.
Die.
Okay.
Try reloading Foundry real quick.
You can just roll it on D&D Beyond if you really would prefer that.
I'm gonna try one more time now that I have things open. Yeah, I'm gonna reload it.
12.
I don't know his bonuses.
Did anyone remember what his first roll was?
An 11.
Oh.
Here's an 11 and then a 12.
Me?
Yeah. On
Oh,
the
okay.
die. I don't know
Sweet.
what your
A 12 plus what? What's your bonus?
Bonus is a stealth is +5.
So plus
5,
15.
So plus 15, 12, 27. Brings us to a 135 for 5 people.
35.
How are
Sorry.
you guys stealthing up to the front door and knocking on it? Just stealthing the roads until you get there? How? I'm just making sure you're not trying to sneak in the back door. Is the only question.
No, we're not actually going to sneak into the back door. That'd be very questionable and
Helping the roads until we get there.
Okay. So when you guys arrive, there is a whole squadron of stone sides at the front gate. As you're walking up, a few of them, as you guys, aren't being super stealthy as you approach the front gate. A few of them seem to recognize Linen in one way or another. You do not see Tarak or his buddy. But as you guys approach, you guys note that these men look haggard. They all look like they just pulled a triple shift. And it is probably early evening at this point, 5, maybe 6 o'clock. As you guys approach, with everyone else disguised, one of them kind of holds his hand up and says, "Oh, what is your business here?"
Well, we heard.
Be very careful with your words.
Well,
We're bringing an important message to the senator. It's for his eyes only.
Did you have an appointment? I only recognize one of you.
unfortunately not. We just got into the city this afternoon, and it's been a dense couple of days.
Out of character. We need some sort of word or phrase that the senator will recognize that it is in fact us. That we sent a message in advance.
Lycus sent us.
Yeah, Professor Lycus
That's
does
a
send his-
horrible idea.
Okay.
Well, hold on. They already said that they recognize Lennon. So if there's a mole, we're already fucked.
No, Lynn is gonna say Professor Lycus does send his regards to the whole situation, though.
He kind of turns back and says, "Josin, go see if he will take them. If you will hold here for a moment. If you will step in, and they'll have you step inside the gate. And the one in the front will say, if you will please turn over your weapons."
Yeah, I figured Lynn will just like pass over his staff.
Didn't we
Pull it
have to
out.
do this the first time?
Something like that. Actually, I don't think you had to do this, but come on, fork him over.
Let's say, given
Hand 'em over.
that my both like the illusion that I have and a lot of my stuff is also held in a bag of holding, I am going to turn over my musket and my arc thrower, but not anything else.
Okay. As you turn over a handful of items, I will note you guys are inside the building at this point.
Okay.
So you're not visible to the
Rikus.
street.
Cool. Rikus does drop his disguise.
As you drop your disguise, a few of them kind of exhale swiftly, like, "Oh, he's in disguise," and then kind of look around the rest, and the head once again says, "I'm assuming I know all of your faces if you were not wearing ones above them."
I'll go ahead
Yeah.
and drop my disguise as well.
Regardless, I will still take all of your weapons. I know that you have some hidden in pocket dimensions and such as well.
Hands
Ringo.
over.
Wayne's just
Yeah,
gonna
and-
kind of look down and just look back up. And, I'm gonna miss these, and then he's gonna drop his disguise as well.
As you do so, he again says, "There are defenses that will be able to sense weapons. We have
Yep.
grown more curious over the last few days. We have had 2 stone sides die in the last week. No
Ugh.
matter if we know you or not, if we find you carrying a weapon into this place, there will be repercussions."
Lynn will pass over, his daggers as well, and also his short sword.
Okay.
Yep, Rikus hands over, obviously, his rifle, his revolver. Hold on, all the ones I have equipped currently. My dagger, my rapier. Hold on, I got more. Hold on. He hands over his backpack, which which has all the grenades. Another dagger. Another
You
dagger.
don't have to list everything out. If you just say,
yeah, okay.
"I hand over all my weapons," that will suffice.
Sorry. But he takes
just
off
the Vox
all of his
Machina thing.
pouches and things and such with bullets in it and other things like that. But when he hands over the arcane eater, he goes, I do need you. Apologies, I am fairly ill at the moment. I am aware that this sword is cursed. I do not know what the interaction would be if I were to walk away from it.
He kind of looks over.
I don't know what it does.
Kind of. Are there any other cursed items in your possessions? Any of your possessions?
Mine's in the
I'll
bag of
tell
holding,
about the knife.
and I didn't take it out.
His is in the
I
bag
mean,
of holding.
They also said that they could look into bags of holding.
Oh.
Well, they asked for the
Well,
bags.
yeah.
They asked for the bags of
But
holding
it-
because they know you have.
But
weapons.
they're specifically asking for cursed items at the moment.
Yeah.
So I would say, as long as you're not poking around in our bags, you won't find any more.
I don't know what mine does, sir.
And he will turn and
that
say,
is-
Kiptha, feel free to carry the man's blade behind him.
Thank you.
So
Other than that, I have a singular bullet that has a returning root,
If your gun
which
is here, it will
means
not matter.
exactly.
Oh.
It will be in my pocket, but
question
I can't use
from an out of character perspective. I have flavored, all of my guns in my turret and such as, being guns, but mechanically speaking, they are spells. So if I turn them in, will I still be able to,
You'll still be able
cast
to
those
cast the
spells?
Like, it is
Okay.
an arcane feature. You just channel them through the weapon.
Yeah. And then as for the turrets themselves, I believe they are also.
Technically, some.
Yeah, I was just gonna wait for
Thanks,
that
Tom.
because we are picking. Thomas, we are picking all of that up on your mic.
sorry, I'm crushing my trash can.
Thomas, I am like
Got
90% certain
box
you're on your
notes.
webcam mic right now, and have been for the whole session. Anyway,
Yeah, I
Are you
was
picking
gonna.
that up?
No.
not very well, but your mic is definitely lower quality than usual.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Regardless,
Let
Yeah.
me adjust my sensitivities
so
on
as
it.
you guys turn over all your materials, they begin to lead you up and deeper into the manor.
Does he take my cigar?
No, he will not take your cigar. It is not seen as a weapon.
Hell yeah.
You guys are brought up until you find yourselves in what you would think to be a study in one regard or another. As you guys enter, you note there is no one else in the room. There is only the senator, previous senator, sitting behind a desk, and he seems to be furiously scribbling down on a piece of paper. He kind of looks up, and without saying anything, beckons you guys to enter.
We enter.
That might help a little bit. I lowered my mic input. I don't know if that did anything.
Not so much for
Not
quality.
much yet. Regardless, he continues to write, barely glancing up as you guys approach the desk.
Senator Lucar, it is,
Shh, shh, shh. You see him kind of fold the piece of paper, and he seems to take one out from underneath, and as slyly as he can, he slides it under the table towards you.
What does the paper say?
As you look down, it says, "Eyes and ears everywhere, listening in." Can you
then
sense
we'll
a scry?
any detect magic, Leopold?
I will detect magic.
You can detect magic, or you can see invisibility. Either technically work.
I have the wand of detect magic, which doesn't use the spell slot, so I'm gonna do that one.
Okay. Is that a one-action cast?
Yes.
Okay. As you cast this, you're kind of sensing around the room and you begin to walk. As you're kind of moving around, you're picking up various magical items, whether it be the armor. It seems that the quill on the table seems to be magical. There seems to be a pair of blades in Lucar's, one on his hip and one in his boot, that seem to be intensely magical. Along with like a thin undershirt beneath him that seems to be of some kind of mithril coating. But as you're kind of sensing around, you sense, firstly, in the top corner of the room, just above and to the right of the entry door, you sense some form of divination presence up in the corner. As you kind of look around, you also see seemingly the pool that holds the ink on his desk. There seems to be some form of divination presence there. And then you sense one on the bookshelf behind him. And you seem to sense one somewhere underneath his desk. There are about 6 or 7 forms of divination magic sensible in this room.
In that case, Leo will say that we have those 7 letters that Lycus wanted you to give us, but he said that they were best read privately, and I hope that he picks up on my implication.
Yes, Rykus, you're holding your hand up like a good little boy.
And as Leopold is finishing his statement, I pull out from one of my other small bags that didn't have any weapons in it a small piece of rope, and I twirl it and then point up. I look at him and point up. I'm like,
what?
As in,
The spell
if he would be
rope trick.
aware of the spell rope trick entering us into another dimension portal thing temporarily where we could speak.
We could just write that on a piece of paper.
I was also going.
Scrying eyes can read pieces of paper if you're not careful enough. I do, however.
I will say, scrying is very difficult to see details.
Yeah.
And I have an emerald pen in which I can write it out so that only the person intended to see it can see it.
That is true.
That's true. I forgot about that.
So I also at the same time I whip out the rope and do the dish gesture of up, or I whip out my pen that is in my coat pocket, my breast pocket, and go.
He kind of points to the pen, seemingly, but very calmly, just barely raising his hand from the desk.
All right, I start writing in midair, and only he and everyone else in the party can see it.
I do want to state...
This does make things easier, and I just kind of write that out.
I do want to state at least one more thing, that Lycus did say that the letters were meant to be private, so if you would like us to burn the letters afterward, I could work on it. Hopefully it picks up the implication.
You hear him say, the letters are of great import if you could take care of them earlier rather than later.
I'll see what I can do.
It would be preferred before seeing such a talented magician do his tricks.
Alright.
Rykus, just for ease's sake, Rykus is going to Rocky all of you. It's like, I'm just going to write whatever everyone is saying. Please, one at a time.
It's probably
I am hard of hearing in my left ear.
But
But anyways, just for just out of character or for RP's sake, whatever we're going to communicate to him, I can just write in midair, so we don't have to like RP every little bit of me writing it out.
But as for question to Linen and Wayne, do either of you two have Dispel Magic, or is it just me?
I got Counterspell. In this case.
Nope.
I don't believe I do.
Yeah, in that
I
case,
could have.
tell the good senator that I'm not going to be able to take out everything detecting you here, because detect magic is only one effect at a time. At least I very quickly double check,
Dispel
but I believe that's
magic
the
is
rule.
only one effect at a time. In all likelihood, the scrying eye is the most important.
Well, okay, so you said there was the scrying eye, but then do I have any indication of what the other 7 effects might be?
None of them really seem to have a good visual on the room in one way or another. Whether it merely be a divining of sensing creatures in the room, or audio in one regard or another, you're uncertain what they do, but you would be surprised if any of them were able to capture any form of visual capability.
You don't have like a anti-magic field.
That's an 8th level spell. And on time as always is James.
Man, I should have
Can
taken.
Rykus write out with his magical little pen?
You are not.
Yes, that right there. Whatever he's saying.
No. No, yes.
James, say that Zaki should say yes. Say that. Say Zaki, say yes. Can you say that?
Say yes.
Exactly. Anyways, Rykus is gonna write out. It's like, you got a guy who can anti-magic field? Question mark.
In response, on the table, he writes, "If I did, it would be taken care of already."
I just find it.
As this is going on, Leopold
I don't have it.
dispel the
Mm.
eye.
Ow!
Just quick question. Rules is written that would require me to roll. Do you want me to roll? Because I believe scrying. Yeah, I believe scrying is 4th level.
So you technically would have to roll. I feel like it's only fair. I will have you roll. It's not necessarily a difficult check. It's a DC 14. You can get a guidance. So DC 14. You have what? A +4, +5.
It should be. I want to quickly double check the rules for what Dispel Magic is, because I think
It's
either
your
+5 or it's
intelligence.
+5.
It is just your intelligence.
Yeah, ability check using spellcasting ability, and I don't think I'd have proficiency in it. So,
No, you would not.
so this will be 1d20 plus 5 plus 1d4. Overall 20.
More than enough. So you go over to the corner and you dispel the eye. As you do, written on the table, he kind of notes down, or he actually says aloud, if the magician wishes to perform his tricks now, I believe it would be a better time.
Yeah. And
The boulder.
I'm also...
We can be quiet when this occurs.
Yeah. I'm also just going to note that I'm using my Arcane Signet to regain the 3rd level spell slot that I just used.
Okay, will do. So at this point, I am going to assume Thomas begins performing his rope trick, which allows up to 8 creatures to go to a form of pocket dimension for up to an hour.
That's what rope trick does?
Yes,
That's wild.
apparently.
Why?
I forget if that's a base spell or if that's a Xanathar spell.
I feel like that is
It's the
a.
player's handbook.
What's that a reference to? What is it?
So, as Thomas, as you perform your rope trick.
We're
instead of-
performing the rope trick.
Yes.
Yeah.
As you perform your rope trick, there is silence as you begin to perform this magical act. As Luke.
You want to put a snare at the door?
There are stone sides here that can watch the door. Yes, Leo.
Okay, but I'm gonna tell Leo to put a snare at the end of the rope.
Do you think I can put a snare down?
I mean, rope trick. Well, it only takes one action, but you can spend 1 minute while everyone else gets in to put a snare at the bottom.
Oh, I don't have that spell.
Oh, sorry, not snare. Alarm. That's what I meant.
Oh, yeah.
I have snare prepared. I was thinking of alarm.
Say, yeah, I can definitely cast an alarm near the door.
All right.
Near the
so
rope.
You silently cast an alarm
Near the
by
rope.
the door near the rope, and you guys all enter into the rope trick. As Lucar kind of steps in, he goes, I hope you did not have trouble finding your way here today.
No, not at all. We had more trouble figuring out what the fuck we're going to do right now, but it seems we've made our choice, making ourselves present to you.
We figured that your situation was quite pressing, and that we needed to discuss with you first before
It is.
doing other things.
And given your ties to the Vox, I conceded going there first, since you might have some information out there too.
She'll-
To put it bluntly, I don't know how long I will be alive. Not only my
That goes for two of us.
aspirations politically, but with my own insights after the Red Rise massacre last week, nearly a week ago now, I hired some personal investigators. They found some things, and yesterday they were supposed to bring more. And when I sent a pair of my stone sides out to meet them, later that day, all three were found dead in the meeting room of a tavern nearby. The Bleak Barrow. I am entirely uncertain what they had found and what more information I was going to gather. But one thing I know. I don't know why. I'm not entirely certain. I have my theories. But I am entirely certain that your vampiric friends are attempting to eradicate the Lek family from the Caladrian Empire. As I said, I have my theories, but I'm not entirely certain as to why. But last evening, or should I say 2 evenings ago, just south of the city of Eranin, in their family lighthouse, there was an attack in which 18 members of the family were slaughtered.
Oh.
As of now, the only living Lek family members. It was a family event. Most from the country were there that day. They always host an event down at their lighthouse just after the Festival of the Rise. The only members of the family who are thus still alive are that of Edward Lek, our good friend Ernest Valkenton's personal guard, and a young member of the family who was supposed to be there last evening, a boy by the name of Jet, who is about 8 years old. Any other member of this family who is unable to attend no longer bears the last name Lek and has been married into other families. I am entirely certain this was done by your vampiric enemies.
Was the Senator Lek against a war proposal?
As far as I know, no. I believe he was voting for it. An important thing to note about the Lek family is they are a centerpiece and backbone of the Court of Lords. They are intermingled between many of the great lines. Most of them forsake their family name for that of a greater line, so that they can support and continue the good stock, as some would say. The Lek family has been around for nearly 500 years, longer than most, since before the conjoinment of this entire continent. They are an old family. It is old blood, some of the oldest here to find. I believe there is an attempt at weakening the diplomatic and democratic capabilities of the Caladrian Empire. On top of that, with my personal investigator dead, I am uncertain how much more I will be able to grasp, but I have found whispers of this traveling troupe that you seemed to have mentioned last time you were here in team, the Harlequins. I have found information that will say that every major city has been visited by them within the last 6 months, and that meetings occurred with shady individuals in most of those situations, particularly that of the Brotherhood and the Qualms.
Well, it appears much of your information overlaps with ours. I was going to point to the very likely culprits of the murders of your stone sides, but you already know that the Qualms are likely behind it.
Yes, likely the Qualms. I have a good friend in the constable's office, and many among the Cobalt Guard, but I have been only in certain ways able to communicate with them. My entire house is riddled with those devices that you saw, and I am almost afraid to remove them. I have considered hiring upon new stone sides, but I don't believe I can trust anyone not in my employ before this last week, before the Red Rise massacre. I am uncertain what to do with this information that I have other than to give it to you. There is, outside of what I have already told you, very little, to be entirely honest. There is the assumption that the Deep Sea Corsairs and the Cult of the Fourth Claw were brought in at one point in time together, more than likely, by your friend. The last important thing to note. Amongst the Harlequins, some people cite seeing a particularly unique man, an Azamar in form, with rusty red hair and bright brown eyes. Larger build, a strong, powerful man, but still sleek and athletic. I am uncertain.
What about him?
He seemed to be a spokesperson for the Harlequins when descriptions of Varys or his numerous faces did not seem to be seen there. I believe this to be the third brother.
I see.
He has not gone by a particular name, from what I can tell, or at least from what my investigators were able to find. uncertain what to do here. I am truly incapable of lending you aid at this time. My stone sides are already stretched thin trying to defend this manor. There are only 22 left.
If you don't mind me asking, the investigators that were killed recently, what were their wounds like? Were they conventional weapons? Were they poisoned? Was it something out of a... Was it more gory, sort of out of
They
what we saw?
were poisoned, it seemed.
Hmm.
There were strikes upon their body, but it seemed that it was the poison that killed them.
Ruined their veins, if I had to guess.
That is what it seems.
I look at Secure, so
Painful.
it wouldn't be that thing, at least.
As you kind of mention that, he says, again, the attack on the Leck family is not yet public information, but it was noted that that scene was especially wrought with horror.
When you say rot,
I mean literally.
then I'd look at Secure, then that would be that thing. Well, to fill you in a bit, we've recently come from Sargoth, where we were doing a bit of investigation on the, which senator was it? I forget. The Dragonborn...
The
I forgot his
senator
name.
from Sargoth, let's say.
Yeah, the senator from Sargoth, to investigate his family to try and see why he would have done the things he did at the Red Rice Massacre. On our way out, not only did we know, not only did we learn of the Unified Syndicate's attempts against the Inexorables, but our own investigators were attacked, and when we arrived upon the scene, a very disturbing, rotted scene, to say the least. So, whatever might have happened to the Lex,
Could I describe key elements, Zach, and see if those match exactly? Like jagged claw marks, the
Yeah.
whole scene smelling terrible. Does this all match up?
It matches up pretty dang well. The only thing that doesn't match is the fact that upon that scene, there were particularly crossbow bolts and some form of scythe involved as well.
And we can tell there's a scythe separate from whatever claws were used. It's distinctly different
It
weapon.
does appear to be a distinctly different weapon, according to the reports he gathered.
Interesting.
So, your suspicions are most likely correct, and that this is a unified effort to weaken the Empire as it proceeds towards war.
Yes. In terms of the senators and any connections, I believe I can solve that mystery for you as well. Dimwius has a brother who's served in the Southern Khatanate Caravan Guard for the last decade and a half. Maravich, here from Team. His wife is from Jizlan in the Khatanate Empire. He married a family before it went nearly extinct not long ago. I believe her only surviving family member is a cousin who recently returned from Dairn not long ago. And Winterhold from Rivacek is from a family that began in the Khatanate Empire 2 generations ago, and was married here and began its own place with his father. Whether they were slaves to this vampire or not, they did have their Khatanate connections. If they were picked by this vampire lord, they were picked well.
Alright. So I'll point. So if they all point to the Katana Empire, that means
Have you been keeping up with the movements of the Vox lately,
I have not had the
since we
time.
last spoke?
No. The Vox are more than not still in the camps in between Team and Rivacheg. I have heard very little from them. Almost shockingly little, but my eyes and ears have been pointed elsewhere.
well, with the is any would you have any way to contact, or would you have any recommended ways of contacting the city guard if we were to attempt to ask them about the qualm activity in the area?
If you are to speak to anyone, speak to Jefferson Stone. He is one of the head constables of Team. He is a close friend and will likely be able to, with his rank, pull some form of assistance for you on short notice. But if you are to do anything here in Team, I would be done within a day from now. If what you're saying is true, and whatever this rotted horror that you saw and experienced in Sargoth was able to make its way to Aranin within a day, it is likely to be here within a day and a half. I would be gone by midday tomorrow.
I'll kind of like look over to the party, kind of like, can we do anything?
If we were to contact this person, what do you believe it would raise any alarms?
I believe it would likely, within a day afterwards, raise all the alarms. But knowing Jefferson, in all likelihood, I had already turned him towards the Qualms a week ago, just after, or not quite a week ago, just after the Red Rise massacre. If he has been looking into it for this long a time, he likely has some place, some meeting, something in mind that he's trying to get his CIs to look into. If you were looking for a place to quickly enter in, whether it be strike, attempt to sneak in and gather information, if you contacted him, he would be able to find something for you, likely to do late this evening or in the morning.
What else? Anything else?
I mean, I don't know if there's necessarily anything else I can think of to ask right now.
I do have one question.
Yes, Rikus.
You said that this spokesperson of the troop, he, with his larger build, apologies, I'm not feeling well at the moment. With his larger build, you said you believe it is likely to be Varys's other brother in the absence of what we would believe to be Varys, based on all of our reports. What exactly is he spokespersoning? What is being said? What is being spread by this troop? And do you know of their last whereabouts?
The last he was seen was a month ago in the city of Distar, far north.
There's not much we can do with that information.
No.
From what the investigator was able to tell me, he seems more action-oriented to Varys's schemes. And if memory serves, it was said that he would not be happy with the death of his brother Vicious.
Varys himself warned us of that.
So, in regards, I'd expect that you have more than just this rot demon hunting you right now.
We've got a lot on our plate.
Or waiting for you.
You're
I would be careful of the Vox camp. You acquired much aid last time you went there. I would not be surprised if something was waiting for you.
By the
I'm not surprised either. It's quite impossible to hide our entrance into the Vox camp, at least. But I have no concern over the leadership there that they'd be able to handle themselves. The others of the Vox camp, I mean, I would hate to say it, but we have a mission to do, and casualties along the side. We can't save everyone.
foil.
We should
Well.
return to the room before they get even more suspicious, whoever's listening in on the lines.
Well, one last thing that I thought of.
Yes.
Any reports of wolves in the area? Lycanthropes, werewolves?
I was
There's
not
a-
researching into such a subject. If
Yeah.
something were to happen, it would likely be in Tolga or Allfield, in a smaller village north of here.
There was just one loose end in this area that we never ended up looking into.
To be entirely
Wondering.
honest, Linen, you and your group have left more loose ends than you have tied.
Yeah, true. And to think it's only been a month.
All right.
As I always said, we're the best at giving Lycus a heart attack
Quite literally.
and ruining his day. So,
I believe Lycus was having trouble figuring out what I was trying to say when he messaged me.
which prompted our urgency to meet you.
Yes.
Regardless, I'm glad we did.
Yes.
I will not ask whether you are going to Jefferson or not, as it may slip from my tongue in this hell's damned house, if it such be. But if you do, know that he will help you. I wish you luck on your endeavors. And as he says that, he begins to crawl out of the rope trick.
Stay in good health, Senator Lucar.
Ooh, actually, before he leaves, I do want to tell him that he would almost certainly be welcome at the Grey Sand Keep if he could get up there.
He'll respond. I would love to begin making preparations, but until this week's end, there are plans here I must see to. If I am still alive, I will make an attempt. But the people of Team are, and have, and always will be my primary focus. They elected me, and whether the Court of Lords says I have any voice, or no voice at all, I will still use it, as that is what the people of Team asked me to do.
Respectable stance.
What a good politician. I'd vote for him.
I'd vote for him.
That's why he has to die.
And
because
that's
good
why he
politics-
has
The one
to
politician
die.
that hasn't-
And that's why he has to die.
He's one of 6 out of 527 politicians that haven't been bought. Amazing.
He's just been bought by The people. No. Anyway,
And,
Imagine being bought by the people.
I mean, you're paid by the people.
Couldn't be 97% of our Congress.
Hell nah. Anyway, so you guys exit the rope trick, begin gathering your items from the stone sides. You pass by Turok, who seems to be awaking from a very much needed rest, as he seems to send a few other members of the stone sides off to rest themselves, and he kind of nods to you and kind of whispers an encouragement as you leave.
You know, I can't wait for Jack to come back, want to play Turok, and then suddenly hear, oh, no, he got murdered by either a gangster or a horrific rot demon.
I like to imagine
We'll see.
everyone but Turok dies, and then Turok just becomes like Dwarf Batman in team.
So Jack just has multiple Batman characters. That's all you're trying to get. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
as you guys exiting the manor, I'm assuming donning disguises once again.
Indeed.
Where are you going from here?
What time?
It is approximately 6 o'clock at this moment. Your meeting with the senator was somewhat swift.
So,
I don't know about you guys, but I don't trust being outside at night. I don't trust being outside at night.
I'm just wondering if we should try and hit up Jefferson, or I guess try and hit up Jefferson now, or wait, because waiting always carries risk. But I do think that if coming back to team is as off limits as the senator makes it sound, which not sure how much I trust that, could also just be me not wanting to believe it. But if it's going to be as off limits as it sounds, we should try and get this done now. Yes, Thomas.
Before we leave the senator's room, Rikus will turn and go, "Oh, yes, Senator. Any word from the Vox? We've been it's on our schedule.
It's on our itinerary.
Minimal word from them. I have not received any notes, as we last discussed. But feel more than free. I believe some of their leadership have recently returned back. That of Nauri and the Warden.
Yeah. I'm sure that they'll have some information that we may be able to glean off of. Speaking of, you mentioned Warden. Is he the one that they called the creator?
Yes,
He's the one making all those swords that we keep finding everywhere.
The Lightstar
Yes, speaking-
Forge has a recently opened shop in Troja. He has many newer blacksmiths forging weapons there.
The Lightstar Forge is, well, also unfortunately on our list of to-dos. My networking has not gotten back to me on them, so might as well speak to the source. Well, boys, it looks like we know where we're going.
We really need to have a word with that guy about his clientele.
Okay.
Out
In
of
that
character.
case-
That was obviously me misdirecting the scry.
To send them immediately towards
Yeah.
the Vox camp.
Or to activate things in the Vox camp that would have previously been activated.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll let the survivors
on
of
our-
that campaign deal with it.
they are
Right,
more
guys,
than
we're no
capable
longer
of dealing
going
with
to
it.
Some of them are.
Guys,
They've got a lot
some of them.
nobodies.
They got a lot of bodies and a lot of nobodies, but you know what they do have? They have they have a handful of level 20 fuck arounds and find the fuck out.
Anyway,
Like, for example, the OG goated NPC, Editaric.
Editaric is still alive somehow.
Not somehow. That man,
And probably really depressed.
against all odds,
Probably.
probably did 90% of the work of one of the front's,
Yes.
3-pronged attacks.
Yes, he did.
Just
I will
soloed it
also say-
in a single round.
In a single round, he
In a single
butt
round.
fucked some really powerful people. But I'll say, Jade, you're absolutely right. Bro walks in, meets an ancient angelic celestial creature, brings that creature out of depression with the power of friendship to go and kill a mofo, just to watch him get ripped to shreds and sacrificed at an altar the next day.
Yo, the side Editaric lore between all these campaigns is gonna be hilarious.
Editaric is just gonna be a constant high-level NPC, just getting more and more trauma from all your guys' bullshit from campaign.
I mean, what is he a dwarf?
Yeah, he is.
Right? Oh, he's got many years left in him.
Yeah, he's like 100. He's got a lot of time
Oh,
left.
Bro,
assuming his
he's got
lifestyle does not
like
catch up.
at least 4 more campaigns worth of lore ahead of him.
This man is just becoming big
We're
boss.
gonna start
Now
exploring the other
the
contents,
goal-
and he will be the constant.
Hold on. Now the goal, and you should probably, well, I guess the Concord people can't really do shit about it. Well, now our goal, the
Is to get
goal,
Editaric in the Concord campaign.
Yeah.
no, the goal, well, the Concord campaign's in a different time setting than us.
Yeah, they're like 6 months after us, aren't they? Or did I have the
Before.
time jump in the... Oh, I had the time jump in the other direction, my bad.
I'm
They're before us, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
DM can't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah. So their war has been raging for a few months now.
Yeah,
Well, if they make it
mainly
that long.
because ours is on the mainland, and anything that happens mainland would be a lot more impactful to their shit later on. No, the main goal for the next our campaign and all the other campaigns moving forward is don't be the campaign that kills Editaric.
Regardless.
No,
we-
then Ed is just going to come back as a ghost.
As we are closing down this session,
Too angry to die.
where are your guys' next steps going? Are we going to
Jefferson.
Jefferson Stone?
Hell yeah, we are.
Jeffrey Stone.
Okay, it sounds pretty conclusive. So that's what I'll prep for. If you guys change your minds, never mind, fuck you. You don't get to. I hope you guys had some level of fun this session. It was something.
Please tell me you at least saw the meme I sent in the end session channel.
I
So
saw a
good.
lot
Besides
of the memes. you
debating for an entire hour.
So good.
She annexed on my orables until a whole fucking hour of debate.
I'm glad you at least enjoy the meme that came from the pain.
So rough.
I unironically started looking through my magic deck. I was like, I don't need to fucking listen to this.
I
the
noticed
whole
you
time.
messing with the cards. And on the note of hopefully making next session go faster, because it will likely need to be another Thursday session. However, this will probably be the second to last Thursday session that we have to do for this semester.
Okay.
Because this will be the last big assignment. Well, the next one will be the last big assignment that I have due on a Monday. But to try and hopefully not have an hour of debate next session, let's try and have a little bit more at the end of this session. So, from the sounds of it, current plan is we're gonna talk to Jeffrey and then probably try and go with my original idea of hitting some small qualms place to maybe try and get a sending stone to tap in on their comms.
Depends on the info it gives us.
That
So-
sounds like a lot of work.
Okay. Well, in that case, either after the potential raid that might be doing, or just not doing a raid entirely, what are we doing after that? Because original thought was Vox, but then you said the thing that told them we were going to Vox, and I'm not certain if we want to walk into that.
I mean, if
Well, whatever the raid may end up in, whether it's a oh shit, we rescue Yvonne, or well, we've successfully laid out the sabotage to rescue Yvonne, and we've gotten access to the networks, and yada yada yada, whatever the fuck it might be. That really fucking depends, because if we have Yvonne in tow, that makes a lot of things a lot more difficult.
If we have Yvonne in tow, we are booking it north.
That's
Yeah.
a lot of land to travel
Does our new
with someone that I would have a
thing
heart attack if dies.
happen to have a teleport circle?
The only teleport circle that we know down here was one that I'm admittedly blanking on the ancient wizard's name, but had set up when he came down here. We don't know anybody who can teleport us.
Stolius?
Well,
Thank you.
I think
team
our dear
likely
friend-
has.
I think our dear friend Nathaniel is more asking about a circle in the Grey Sand Keep, as he just picked up the teleportation circle spell when he leveled up. That would be a question to Radio Lycus about.
Alright, so
Change of music.
see, the itinerary for next session is talk to Jeffrey Jefferson, see what
Figure out what to do from there.
figure out what to do if if we have a possible raid. We'll figure it out. If not, let's head to the Vox, and then Vox stuff.
Regardless
come back
of
to
what we
team
do
to
with
rescue Yvonne.
Jefferson, regardless of what we do with Jefferson, we have to be gone within 24 hours.
Yeah.
Because it'll have raised all alarms.
Yeah. So yeah.
Alright, we'll call it there. And
Yeah.
likely do another 2 hours of planning next session. So,
Yeah.
Woo!
gentlemen,
That's what happens
planning
when you have the entire party
in the same place.
waiting to walk into a bad decision
I mean,
No.
that could get them all killed.
it wouldn't have been as bad if Thomas wasn't late. Just saying.
Absolutely true.
Uh,
End the recording. Bye.